What's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix, and the future of Japan is not looking very well, or rather, I should say, the youth of Japan is not very hopeful for the future. So, this is coming from Senkaku Complex. Senkaku Complex, they always keep up with the news in Japan. And boy, I really do hope that they do something about this because, I mean, the reason why you should care about Japan is because as the decline of the West, as the West is in decline, we get our entertainment, manga, anime, and other forms of entertainment, video games from Japan. So it really affects us when they're not doing so well. If you want to continue to consume good anime, good manga, you have to look at what's happening in Japan, the economy over there, the situation over there, and it affects you. So I'm just throwing that out there. So here it says 75% of Japanese Gen Z have no hope for Japan's future due to the elderly, right? Because of the aging population, right? And let's go ahead and see what the Gen Zers are actually thinking. So here it says Japanese Gen Z youth recently partook in a survey in which almost 75% felt that they have no hope for Japan's future, mainly due to the declining birth rate and aging population. That is, wow, that is crazy. It says 70% of Generation Z in Japan answered, do not feel hopeful for the future of the Japanese society. When asked for reasons, responses include, I don't have any hope for politics, and the birth rate is declining, and the population is aging. Right? So they know what's happening. It's just they're not sure what to do about it. Then it says the survey was conducted online in September 2023, targeting 1,000 men and women ages 18 to 29. Wait, ages to 20. Okay, so there's some millennials there because, well, actually, no, because millennials are now in their early 30s and mid 30s, myself included. I'm a millennial. So Japanese Gen Z, they're from 18 to 29. They're not even 30 years old yet. So it says under the title Young People's Attitude Survey. Right. And then they're going to say, according to the survey, 74% of 18 to 24-year-olds Gen Z answer, I don't feel any hope for the future Japanese society. Right? And then 25% said, I feel it. Right? I feel basically it's that they have some hope. Then it goes to say, when asked Gen Z who answered that they felt no hope for the future, said 56% answer I don't have hope for politics, 26% responded they declining birth rate and aging population as the reason. Furthermore, 24% said our society is increasingly divided due to inequality, while 19% felt that many people are selfish, as some of other the top answers, right? And I'm not gonna lie, man. We're kind of living in the age of selfishness because a country with a declining birth rate, people that do not want to take care of children, right? People that don't want to take care of children, that they don't want to raise children. And I'm trying not to be judgmental here because, because some people, they just want to, focus on themselves and their own lives and not have any kids, not create a family. And now, me personally, I came from a religious background, Christian, following Jesus Christ. And we believe that having children is a wonderful thing. It is a gift to bring people into the world and, to expand, to create a legacy. When you have children, you create a legacy. For example, my father, he brought me to America and, I'm doing much better than my father did. And I guess it's kind of a way of honoring your parents to do better than they did, to pass on their, their genetics, their legacy, and be better than your parents, And I'm kind of preaching here, but the point is, without children, there is no future. We all know that saying, the children are the future, right? But then if you look at America, the things that the kids are doing, how they're like stealing in California and Chicago, stealing, just taking things from stores. We need a family. We need a family. Japanese people need to build families so that their economy can continue, so that their society can continue, so that their culture can continue, right? And because there's a lack of animators, there is a huge lack in the workforce. There's a lack of talent, right? If so they know what's happening, but the problem is that a lot of people just don't want to have kids, or they just want to focus on themselves, or they're too afraid of having kids because of the current economic situation in Japan, and they just think that they can't afford it. I'm starting to think, after looking at everything in my life, I'm really starting to look at my own life and what it actually takes to raise a child, and I honestly don't think it's that much. I honestly do not think it costs that much money, unless you want to put your kids in private school. If you're planning on getting expensive things, but anyways, and then finally it says, when Gen Z was asked, "Do you feel Japanese society is unfair?" 70% answer, "I feel it is unfair." 33% says unfair, and 40% says somewhat unfair. According to those who answer unfair, 64% were due to economic disparity. 49% of disparity. You know what? That's another problem, is that things have to change in Japan, because Japan is still clinging to a lot of old. I don't want to say old traditions, because some traditions are great, but old ways, especially in the workforce. They don't want to pay people overtime. They want you to work more for less. There's literally people work overtime and they don't get paid for it. In America, you work overtime, they pay you double. In Japan, that's not how they see it, because the way that the employers see it is, you are lucky, okay? You are lucky to be working for us. It's a very different mindset, So the work culture has to change in Japan. What I recommend for the Japanese is to change the way men and women treat each other after they get married, because what happens in Japan is that after a couple has children, once children are born, the husband and wife, they won't get together anymore. It's all about the kids. So even after you have kids, you should still find the time to spend time together. Once a month, go out with your wife and eat or something. I feel like a relationship therapist here, but I don't know. It's just I feel as though these problems can easily be solved, but because people are so stubborn, they don't really I don't know if they don't want to search for a solution. Maybe they're just comfortable with the collapse of Japan. But I don't know, man. Yeah. So there it is, guys. Japanese Gen Z have no future for Japan. If you're listening to this, I hope you take some of my advice. Because we don't want Japan to change, but definitely do things that work for their society. Okay? This is your boy Animatrix. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to comment below. Share the video. And subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for future notifications. It's your boy Animatrix. Godspeed.